Hello and welcome to another video about Ashes of Creation. My name is Acadius and this time I want to talk to you about guilds. Because guilds in Ashes of Creation are set to be pretty complex if all the information on the wiki is to be believed. So we ain't got no time to waste. Let's get to it. Forming a guild in Ashes requires a minimum member count of around 5 players, as well as a material and currency cost. Now, it also requires that you complete a quest line as well as meeting the level requirement. I can't say that I fully agree with these requirements though. I believe that to create a guild, the only requirement should be a payment in gold. Being able to have a guild with only a single member does have its merits for solo players. The maximum size of your guild can vary from 30 to 50 all the way up to a hard cap of 300. This variance depends on the decisions made by the guild master. The decision must be made whether to go for a large guild with little or no guild skills or to have a small guild that has more guild skills available to them. And what in the world are guild skills, you might ask? Well, guild skills allow guilds to apply passive skills and augments to its members in order to buff them up in and out of combat. These bonuses include, but certainly won't be limited to, increased harvesting speed and increased health regeneration rates, just to name the two that have been released to the public. And this system sounds really cool to people that are in guilds. But I can't help but wonder how this could potentially negatively impact PvP between gilded and non-gilded players. Hopefully these buffs won't apply to PvP, otherwise Ashes could very well end up having some serious issues over this system. I have no doubt that the peasant solo players will have their torches and pitchforks out in no time if this ends up being the case. They even list gear enhancements as items that are applied to weapons that increase damage, and I find it hard to believe that this wouldn't apply to PvP as well, which could give gilded players a stark advantage over solo players. It could also encourage members of guilds that haven't unlocked guild skills to quit or disband their guilds in favor of joining a different guild that has their guild skills unlocked already. And I definitely do not agree with a system that does this. This system effectively discourages players from making and maintaining any guilds that are below a certain number. The efficient thing to do is to get to the maximum number of players while still having the maximum number of guild skills, and then just keeping your guild at that size. And any guild smaller than that would be weaker than that guild, and so they'll have to get more members or else break apart, and then they'll have to scatter and join some other guilds in order to get access to all of their guild skills. It's either that or you just make a massive mega guild. And I don't think that developers should actively put systems in their game that discourage players from forming small but tight-knit grouped guilds of 5 to 15 players if that's what they want to do. They shouldn't be discouraged from doing that by the systems themselves in the game. This is wrong. This is bad design philosophy. Now, of course, guild members may only be in a single guild at any given time, but their alts may be in a different guild than their main character. And guild invites can be made from anywhere in the world by using the guild UI. Guild benefits include gear enhancements, guild passive skills, quest lines, guild halls, guild castles, guild activities, the guild's name displayed next to the character's name, guild tabards, guild mount armor, and guild coats.
Shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp salad, shrimp and potatoes, shrimp burger, shrimp sandwich. That's about it.
It's hard to imagine that someone at Intrepid took the time to type in having your guild's name displayed next to your character's name is a guild benefit. But here we are. This is the world we live in. Guild progression, according to the wiki, will be tied to participation in various systems, like quests, nodes, social organizations, crafting certain items, and events. And I just like to imagine what these social organizations could be. Like book clubs, the 4-H club, turtle clubs. Participation in these systems will award the guild skill points that the guild can allocate to unlock aspects of their guild skill tree, which will grant passive skills, augments, and membership count. Guild leaders can create an alliance with other guilds by unlocking it in guild progression by completing a quest. The maximum number of guilds that can be in a single alliance is 4, and a guild may only be part of a single alliance. Now, on top of unlocking the ability to place guild halls, which will serve as a focal point for guilds and grant benefits and allow customization, there will also be guild castles, of which there will be 5 total in the entire world. Guild halls will be destructible, and guild castles will be able to be sieged, and will allow the placement of siege defenses to include traps, blockades inside the castle to funnel the attackers, and hireable mercenary NPCs that defend specific areas. These guild castles will allow the controlling guild to levy taxes on players that operate within their region for the purposes of defense. This is in addition to the taxes that local mayors can also levy against players in the area. Double the tax, double the fun with double taxed gum. Idiots. And the last thing to mention from the guild section of the wiki is the stock exchange, whereby players will be able to buy and sell shares in nodes, guilds, and social organizations. What in the unholy hell is this blasphemous super nerd garbage? It really does take a very special type of nerd to actually believe that adding the ability to play a virtual stock market to a fantasy RPG could possibly add fun to the game. This is irrefutable evidence that Steven had to tape the center of his glasses together and always wore a pocket protector as a child. First, he wants us to pay taxes, and now he wants us to play the stock market? What's next? Is he gonna have us set up a governmental system so that a bunch of players can argue incessantly over laws that no one wants? Will we get a voting system that forces you to stand in line for hours just to vote for a politician that almost certainly won't listen to what the voters have to say? Perhaps he can add the never-before-seen and certainly not asked-for profession, the dentist, where players get to arrive on time so they can wait for 2 hours and then watch as their character randomly screams in pain as they try and carry on an awkward conversation while they have someone's fingers in their mouth. Oh yeah, that sounds like it would be super fun, Steven. Get it in the game! What about checkbooks? Can we get some checkbooks to balance? That sounds great fun! And then it says, sieges will halt trading of shares in a node, which will allow for economic sabotage. Really? And this is what you want to spend your money on and a ton of development time on? It's an RPG with swords and sorcery and dragons. But forget all that. Ain't no one got time for that. After all, we got some economic sabotage to inflict with the stock market. If you fought one dragon, you fought them all. That's what I say. Let's go play the stock market, everybody.
And that's all I have to say about that.
So, that's my thoughts on the planned guild system in Ashes of Creation. Are you looking forward to being a stock market nerd instead of going on adventures? Did my video offend you because you also wore a pocket protector in school? Be sure to leave your butthurt comments down in the comments section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get offended by silly jokes in my future videos. And I will see you in the next one.